The High Court had a busy day yesterday dealing with Kasukuwere, the Triple C, Linda Masarira and ZINASU students in unrelated cases. In the first case, former ZANU-PF political commissar Xavier Kasukuwere's battle to remain in the race for presidency shifts through the Supreme Court after the High Court removed the matter from its role. Lovedale Mangwana, who is viewed by many as a ZANU-PF proxy, was seeking to execute his judgment pending appeal. Kasukuwere's lawyer Method Ndlovu shared that the Supreme Court will now deal with the matter on Thursday.
Yeah, so today we appeared in the High Court, and we're just coming out of court from His Lordship Justice Mangota. You will recall last time that Xavier Kasukuwere filed an appeal against the judgment of Justice Mangota, and the Supreme Court proceeded to set on urgent basis that matter down for hearing on the 27th of July 2023, which is on Thursday at 2:30. So while that appeal was pending in the Supreme Court, Mr. Mangwana proceeded to file an application on urgent basis for leave to execute the judgment by the High Court, which was granted by Justice Mangota, meaning to say he wanted the name of our client, who is Mr. Kasukuwere, to be removed from the voters' roll, and the order disqualifying him from partaking in the forthcoming presidential election to take effect. So the court refused to hear Mr. Mangwana. It removed the matter from the roll on the basis that there is no judicial economy at all for it to hear the matter today, as the Supreme Court will finally deal with the matter on Thursday. So the court was alive and aware to the fact that it is at risk of issuing an order which might be contradictory to what the apex court of the land, the Supreme Court, will say in any constitutional matters. So each part was meant to be his own course. So that's what transpired in court. So the court removed the matter from the roll. It refused to hear the application from Mr. Mangwana.
The last University of Zimbabwe students who are being held in remand prison on allegations of defacing state buildings, including the High Court and Parliament, have been granted bail. The student Arlington Chingwena, who was part of the 5 who were arrested and accused of using graffiti as a form of protest in the demand for the release of jailed legislator Job Sikala, was yesterday granted bail by the High Court. Chingwena and his co-accused even failed to sit for their exams because their bail applications at the Harare Magistrates Court were being postponed and eventually denied. His lawyer Tinashe Chinofuka said he is expected to pay 500,000 Zimbabwean dollars.
He was the last student who was still in detention in relation to allegations of malicious damage to property. His appeal against his refusal of bail by the magistrate court was allowed by the High Court. So he has been released on bail on the condition that he deposits 500,000 with the clerk of court. He stays at the given address. He does not interfere with witnesses. I think, yeah, that is just basically Justice Mangwana. Well, I'm sure you will be glad that he's finally been released on bail. I think that's as far as I'm concerned.
The matter involving opposition Triple C, which accuses 16 other candidates, including lawyer Freddy Masarira, of forging signatures so that they represent the party in the August 23 elections, was also before the High Court yesterday. The Triple C lawyer Paida Saurombe updated the press.
Shown the double candidates. We have argued it before Justice Wamambo in the High Court, and judgment has been reserved for Thursday afternoon.
From the Triple C case, the High Court also heard aspiring presidential candidate Linda Masarira, who is fighting to have her name on the presidential ballot paper. High Court Judge Gladys Muri, however, reserved the judgment. Masarira said that she, however, has hope following the victory of UZA President Elizabeth Valerio, who managed to secure her name on the ballot last week.
Papers will sell through, and that would hit the ground running like every other presidential candidate. But the wait has been long. Elizabeth Valerio's victory actually ignited some hope in me and lead party members that would actually sail through. We just thought that today we'd get into court and hear the lawyers arguing their issue, and maybe by tomorrow or the day after we get our judgment. So we are actually really frustrated. Party members are frustrated. We also want to be campaigning like every other political party. We are already behind in terms of campaigning, and I think we're just going through a very challenging phase as a political party. We are hopeful. A precedent was set by Elizabeth Valerio's victory, so we are also hopeful that we'll be able to make it, and that we'll also go on the ground and start campaigning.
The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is expected to submit heads of argument tomorrow. Her lawyer Andrew Makoni spoke to the media after convening in the judges' offices.
For Justice Muri in court, it was ready for argument. We filed our heads of argument on Friday, so the respondents were respondent number 1 to 4 then asked for time to also file the heads of arguments. They will have the opportunity to file the heads of arguments by tomorrow 3 p.m. and after that, if there are any issues arising from the heads of argument, we have been also given an opportunity to file supplementary heads of argument. After the filing of supplementary heads of argument, the judge will determine whether there will be need for oral argument on the matter. If she feels that there is need for oral argument, she will then call the parties to argue on the restricted points that they want us to address on, and otherwise she will then be ready to give a judgment on the matter.
Did she say when?
She reserved judgment. She didn't indicate. Obviously, it depends on all the papers that we are filing, so that she can make a determination.
All right.
Andrew Makoni.
As the election day draws closer, various political parties are frequenting the courts in a bid to secure space on the ballot, with some succeeding and some anxious as the courts are dragging. Chengeto Chidi, HSTV News, Harare.